things. First and foremost, if you were at the Stargate panels yesterday with CRUZ and Jewel, I sound a lot different. Yeah, that's what the costume contest did to my voice. So you may not be able to hear what I say, and I'll probably talk a little less than I usually do. And we've got 3 great panelists, so I don't need to. But later in the day, I'm doing a panel from 3 to 4 called I Don't Know S About Comics. And somebody had told me that it wasn't in flyers or whatever, so I wanted to take a chance to actually tell you guys about what it is. Basically, it's, Comics 101. If you have been hearing people talking about what a fabulous medium this is, and yet you have yet to pick up a book and read it, I don't know what's stopping you, but come down at 3, and I will answer any question you have. Reading comics, getting into comics is the easiest thing ever. It's a book. If you can read and you can see, you can read comics. And there is a comic for everyone. It's not all superheroes and spandex. There's every genre under the sun. Whatever you want, you can get. And you can get it better because comics are better than movies. And they're better than TV. It's just a fact. Because television and comics have a budget. There's a budget. We can only spend this much money. Well, in a comic book, whatever you can think, you can create. And that is why comic books are a worthwhile medium for everybody, and everybody should give it a go and try to get into it. If you're interested in hearing some recommendations from me and a couple friends of mine who also write comics and draw comics, Tim Seeley is going to be up here with me, Joe Kelly, and my friend Aaron Sparrow, who used to edit for Boom Entertainment and for Ape Entertainment. So anyway, that's going to be at 3. Please join me. It's going to be a lot of fun, just laughing and goofing off and talking about comics. I got to see where we're at. I'll be back in a second. Hang tight. Perfect timing. Without further ado, Alexis CRUZ, Jewel Staite, Christopher Judge.
Hello, hello, hello. Jewel Staite, Christopher Judge.
And it
Take a
begins.
seat. Now, you guys might notice I don't sound the same as yesterday.
What happened to you?
I did the costume contest and my voice went away. So though, after my interview with you yesterday, Chris, the rest of the day was filled with one question that kept coming up. So have you ever been pranked by Christopher Judge on the set of Stargate? We had Sam Jones on stage, and everybody's like, yo, Sam, so did he get you with a fart? Did he get you with a invisible lighting on the toilet seat? So my question for you, Alex, have you ever been pranked?
I don't think I have. I don't think
Chris?
you've ever actually pranked me.
I don't think I have. Actually.
That is like such extreme love that I escaped the pranking.
Are you sure, or is it just, he might have just missed you?
You know what I think it was is that I think when Chris and I are together, because I didn't go up there as often, right? I'd go up there every couple of months, do 2 weeks. So we were always just tight and close, and I think that my presence was an instigatory thing. And he would sort of load up on it and get inspired and then mess with everybody else.
You'd be like, yeah, that's a good idea. You should do that to them, not me.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and I was totally in on it, right? Because I've always said, like, Chris and I are like, he's on the outside who I am on the inside, and I'm on the inside who he is on the outside, And, like, he'll say stuff that I would never dare say, but I'm totally thinking it, like, hard.
I was totally with you when you told that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
What did you just say?
Yeah, exactly. I can't stand the sound of my own voice, so I want to go to questions immediately because we had to turn people away. At the end of these
Actually,
panels.
I would like to lead.
Oh, please.
With the first question. You know of my profound love of everything Oregon. You know that. I was recently introduced to something that I don't quite understand, and I was hoping that the good folk would help me. What is
Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. I believe that is a penis scrotum donut.
They call it the phallus eclair.
The phallus eclair?
The phallus
I like
eclair.
that much better. I was saying it's rather disturbing how large the scrotum part is of the donut. That just doesn't seem right. That seems like a walk-in clinic kind of thing. Might need to check that out.
Well, that's where the cream filling starts.
Yes, we went there.
I did it. I went there. I did.
Yeah.
That totally just happened.
Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Sundays!
No, Sundays. We're going there today. Aren't you glad you came?
Yeah.
All right, can we get some lines going for some questions, or do you have more for Portland?
No. That was just the one thing that was I was flummoxed.
No, it was a good question.
I was
Thank you.
flummoxed by this morning. I
Did
didn't
you
know
say
if that
you're
was like a
flummoxed?
The other
I
mic's
like
over
that.
here, guys.
I was very
One mic
flummoxed
here,
by this
one mic
penis
there.
scrotum
yeah,
donut.
yeah. I didn't know if it was like a welcoming thing, if it was a comparison thing, if it was, it's like a ride at Disneyland. You have to be this big to enter. No.
How did you feel when you looked at the donut? Were you a little worried?
Well, no. I actually compare very favorably to that.
You're welcome, ladies.
Too much? Too much? Was that too much? Was that the line? And I stepped over it?
No, not yet. Try harder.
And we have 55 minutes to go.
And this is the reason. Wait, now how many years now? 15 years later, this is the first panel that we've ever done with Jewel Staite.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
true.
why.
Yeah.
That's weird. Don't you think that's a little weird? I felt like we had one somewhere at Dragon Con. Maybe we just don't remember.
Did we do one at Dragon?
I don't know. Well, because you know how they do the sad panel on the Monday at like 10 a.m. when everyone's just so done?
Yeah.
Like everyone in the audience, there's like 10 people in the audience.
Actually, we did our first one together in Chicago recently in August.
Oh yeah,
That was
that's
our
right.
first time
That
together.
was
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Yeah, it was really
I liked
good.
that one. Yeah.
That's where I lifted up Robert Picardo. Did you guys? Some of you might have seen that on
in his
online.
arms like a baby.
It was because about 10 years ago or so, Robert Picardo and I were in Paris, and he was taking photo ops, and I just rushed into the room and I jumped into his arms, and I was like, ah! And he caught me, and you should see the look on his face. It was like, ah! Horrified, right? Because he didn't even know who I was. So I took the opportunity in August to like get the reverse of that. And he jumped in my arms. It was hilarious.
All right, let's start our questions over there.
He said, all right, let's start with questions over there.
Hi, my question is for Jewel. It's kind of a two-part question. So as Chris mentioned yesterday, some of our most beloved actors are from Canada, like yourself and Nathan and Amanda. Is there a secret Canadian plot to take over the world by making us all love you? And remember, you can't lie because you're Canadian.
I won't divulge of my secrets. But yes.
I'm glad you didn't lie. You would have had to revoke your citizenship.
That's true.
My real question is that I think for myself and a lot of women and young girls, Kaylee and a lot of your characters are the epitome archetype of the modern woman. She's strong without being overbearing. She's intelligent without being obnoxious. She's sexy without being trashy. is that something you look for, or is that part of you coming through?
I'll play trashy. That's totally fine. That's fine.
And we'll watch it.
Yeah. I don't look for that. I think I look for things I want to be a part of. It's usually about the people I get to work with, the writers involved, that kind of thing. I've just gotten really lucky with the stuff I have gotten. But yeah, I'm basically up for anything.
Well, I make all my friends' daughters.
You don't say.
Chris, I set him up, you knock him down.
All of my friends' daughters will watch you, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for just being a part of an awesome show. I love every version of Stargate. You guys are all awesome actors. I got to meet Chris yesterday and hang out for a bit. But my question is for you, Jewel. I haven't got to meet you yet, but what was it like making out with Jason Momoa? Because he's hot.
Jason is he's like a Great Dane puppy. In that he walks into the room and he knocks down everything in his wake. We shared a trailer, which was weird. We had these kind of half and half trailers. I'm sure you had your own. But on our show, we had the half and halfer.
With a fireplace.
What?
With a fireplace.
You had a fireplace?
And a bar.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, but he put in the bar.
Wow. Anyway,
The jacuzzi was really cool too.
what?
The jacuzzi was cool too.
Hell's going on?
Well, yeah, your show came after.
Yeah, that's what you get for being a spin-off. But Jason's room, I can say this now because he's nowhere around. He hates when I talk about his room, his precious, weird little bear cave. Was lined. Have you been in there? Was lined with really weird fur rugs, and he just kind of took over and redecorated the whole trailer. So he had little skull heads. It was like Clan of the Cave Bear meets Pirates of the Caribbean. Just super bizarre, like velvet curtains and all that. And he was always playing the guitar. I'd be like, I'm gonna take a nap. I'd have a little break in between scenes and go for my little afternoon nap, and he'd be in there writing a song, just pounding out a song on the guitar. So at that point, when that scene came up, he was kind of like my brother. He was my little brother who just annoyed the shit out of me. But he is hot. I will give him that. He's a good-looking Great Dane puppy.
Thanks for answering. It sounds like his decor matched his Conan role.
Yes, very much.
Have you seen him
Conan the
pack
Barbarian.
his stuff? Like when he travels like.
Oh, I can only imagine that.
It's a large handkerchief and a stick, and he just like wraps it all up, slings it over, and like on the plane. I'm not lying.
No, I'm sure you're not.
Out of a little storybook. It's crazy.
And there's the stick right now.
Two questions. One, are you guys going to be available for pictures after the panel?
Yes, we're doing photo ops immediately after the panel. Yes,
Excellent.
Jewel and
I'm
I
doing
are
mine
doing.
at 3, I think.
Okay,
At 3. That's me.
so I'll be up first at the photo
And then
ops.
it'll be
So
3,
yes, photo
and then
ops
have you done
right
yours,
after
or when
this.
are you-
And yes, I will be available next year. I did mine at 11. Where were you, kid?
In Washington?
Watch me set him up. So, you a Huskies fan? He said no. That you know that's the right answer, right?
I know how to take pictures. the stage.
You know, that doesn't sound butch at all.
I know how to take pictures. Get off the stage. You can tell the Rose City Comic Con to stop booking me in panels back to back to back to back. My voice cannot survive. I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the evening. Gotta hook a brother up.
And
You're good, right?
yeah, we're cool. My other question.
Went to a good home.
Oh, come on, I
Went to
hooked
a
you
good
up
home.
big.
I know.
You like this voice better, Chris?
I
I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the evening
It's kind of scary.
with a voice box on my throat.
What are we doing now? Torch Song Trilogy? I mean, you don't know.
And my other question is, with all your acting skills and whatnot, have you ever improv something just for fun that ended up being in the show or something? Something that you're like, oh, that's too ridiculous.
That's like the whole show.
Oh. Well,
I don't know if I did much improv. They always asked me and David Hewlett to do improv for some reason. And we would go, are you good at improv? I'm not good at improv, but we don't improv. Yeah, I just kind of stuck to the dialogue. It was a lot. It was a lot to remember for me, a lot of techno doctor jargon.
You know, I had much the same problems. Some days I would say, indeed. And some days I would say, indeed. Once I got really nutty and went, indeed. So yeah, I would just ad-lib my ass off.
I did a lot of ad-libbing as well. I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?
Hi. So my question is specifically to Joel, and it's kind of got two parts to it. I was wondering, since you've done a lot of sci-fi stuff, how being in something like a kids show like Space Cases, which I loved, by the way, or like Firefly compares to something like Stargate that's such an ongoing phenomenon.
Well, it was scary for me to come onto Stargate because I was replacing someone that everybody loved. And my first day of work, I crossed a picket line of Carson Beckett fans.
Oh my God.
Yes, you didn't know this? It was such a large picket line, it made the local news. And my mom texted me and was like, you had a fun day at work, didn't you? And I was like, no, I didn't. So it was tough. I was nervous. I felt like I had a lot to prove. I think when you start a show along with everybody else, you don't necessarily feel that kind of pressure. So it was a different kind of pressure than I was used to. And everybody knew each other. They had all these inside jokes. I didn't have any jokes.
Like the farting.
Like the farting, yes, there's one. I'm glad I didn't get to know that one. Glad I didn't hear that punchline. Oh my God, help me. Help
Wait for it.
me. Help me.
You see, I was already thinking that.
What's
I
your
live
second part?
vicariously through Chris.
And my second part is how working with sci-fi shows, which is kind of surreal and in totally other worlds, literally, compares to working on something like Higher Ground or something focused in our world.
Well, there are good and bad things to that. The good part about doing a show like Higher Ground or a character drama is that you really get to explore the character and the scenes about the two characters interacting and that kind of thing. But sci-fi is fun. There's lots of crazy explosions and aliens that sometimes you can't even see going on, you know, on a big green screen, and you have to use your imagination, which can be a little tough. But it's always a lot of fun too. I feel like living in that world of fantasy stretches your mind a little bit.
I have a question about working on the green screens. Have you ever acted to a green screen based on what they told you? And then saw the show and went,
Oh yeah.
That's what I was doing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I did this. Oh man, I did this movie called Mothman on the Sci-Fi Channel, and it was one of their first creature features. Oh dear. And we were running scared, screaming, being chased by this, ghostly, otherworldly monster. And he was tall and terrifying. And did I scare you? No, you're not the monster.
He's just flatulent.
I was just wondering why
No.
you went ghostly otherworld monster.
I don't know why I did that. That was a subconscious decision. But yeah, when I saw the movie, this thing, have you guys seen Wallace and Gromit? So this monster looked like Wallace and Gromit. It looked like a claymation, shitty little, like running after us and us screaming in peril for our lives. So yeah, that happened. That's out there for the world to see.
You sound proud.
I'm so proud.
Okay, first, Chris, if you ever end up making it back to Voodoo Donuts, keep in mind that if you get 2 different size balls, you get a discount.
Oh my God.
And you should. Oh, you mean if you buy one with 2 different I thought you meant if you went in and you had 2 different sized balls.
You could ask them to make a mold.
I think you owe me a free donut.
A donut? Hey, I say a donut plasticasta is $1 million idea. Donut plasticastas for everybody.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for that. Okay, forgive me for asking you questions for somebody else, but I grew up on MacGyver, and I'm a huge fan of Richard Dean Anderson. I did the most pathetic jig when I found out he's coming to Emerald City next year.
Yes, he is.
So what is the questions that you guys think I should ask him that would get the best or the most entertaining stories or responses?
If he does a panel with other Stargate characters, ask him their names.
Okay.
We literally did, our first panel ever was at Dragon Con. And for the first 17 minutes, we talked about our farting contest. And then for him, kind of the rest of the hour was trying to figure out who the other guys on the panel were. Like literally, Alex Zahara has been on the show, he's been on the show 19 times. Rick had no idea what his name was. So seriously, if literally, just, Rick, can you name the rest of the panel?
All right.
And film it and send it.
Planning on it. Oh, I already got that display earlier. Joel, Alexis, either from you guys, any questions for him?
I don't know. How do we trump that? Because that's
Yeah.
pretty brilliant.
I've also never met him.
It's a good one.
You've never met
Oh, that's
Rick?
true.
No.
That's right.
I've never met him. No.
No, I mean, not like he would remember you anyway.
No,
but I mean,
exactly.
how have you never met Rick?
I've never met him.
But he did a bunch of episodes with you guys.
I've never met him.
Are you sure you just don't remember?
I swear to God, I never ever met. I swear.
Wow,
I know. Yes.
wow.
And I don't lie.
Or they'll revoke her citizenship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, my question is for Jewel because she is awesome.
And what are we, wood?
Right, like,
Yes. Where did
To
it
be
go?
honest,
can I hide under the couch now?
I don't think I've really seen anything with you guys, but I have seen. I mean, I do like Touched by an Angel, but I don't remember Alexis CRUZ in it. But you guys are awesome too. You guys, but I mean, come on, it's.
I was one of the angels.
It's under the table. It's under the table.
But I really liked, more than Ronan and Jewel, I liked McKay and
Me
Jewel.
too.
Yeah, so much better. You guys were meant to be.
I agree with you.
Or actually, it would have been interesting if you and Roddick were together. I haven't actually seen the last 3 except for all your episodes.
I always thought, I mean, if it were up to me, she would get with Shepard. Because why wouldn't ya? Shepard? Is that what you just said? Flanagan.
You would rather be with Flanagan?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't rather be with Flanagan. I'm just saying, like, Keller and Shepard would have been like a good. Never mind. What's your question?
And Flanagan was Shepard?
He's stinging from the insult.
Oh, I can take him.
Son, can I have that donut box back? I got a little audition for you.
Yeah, you just drew a line that's daring him.
So
That was the line, and I crossed it.
in So Weird,
Yes.
Throwback Sunday, was it really you singing in that episode?
Yes. With a lot of vocal help in the sound booth, believe me. But yes, it was.
And I also love After Dusk They Come, I have to say. It's
Thank
really
you.
good. It's
Thank you.
underrated.
Thank you.
You're kind of adorable.
Thanks.
You're
I hate the
adorable.
sound of my voice, so I better hurry.
I'm with you. Not you, me.
Oh.
You hear this? It's terrible.
What was your favorite? Because I think this is the first thing I ever saw you in. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids episode you were in.
Ooh, I liked the one where I got to cause earthquakes with my mind. That one was fun. That was just weird. But I liked it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And I love you. You're so awesome.
Thank you. How
She
cute
totally
is
loves
she?
you.
And you guys too.
You are adorable.
Good save. Good save.
This question is for both Jewel and Chris, though SG Universe has not, it's been, not that long ago, but SG1 was so long ago, and Firefly was even longer. How does it feel to be, people just...
Old? Is that what you said? Old?
No,
As
I
being
mean,
old?
like the fans still going up to you and just geeking out over the characters that have, for you, have been multiple characters ago. How does it feel to still have those fans that are just like, oh my God, you were,
Well, you want to go? Me go? You go? Well, luckily I have really great memories associated with that show, so I love to relive it over and over. I really do. It's one of those things that I can still watch and not pick apart, and I love those people very much, and they're still really good friends of mine, so all good memories there. And I was saying yesterday to somebody, the craziest thing about all of this, in doing a sci-fi show that's super popular, is that you never knew going into that audition that that show was going to become a thing that would let you see the world. In that these conventions let us literally travel around the world and have the most amazing experiences. And I can say throughout my entire 20s, that's what I did. I got to travel around the world because of a show I did. And that's an amazing thing. An amazing, amazing thing.
It really is a testament to how just stubborn you folks are. We really do, I hope I speak for all of us, we really do appreciate this ridiculously long amount of time that you have supported us in our shows, and please don't think that it goes unnoticed or unappreciated, because we really do, and I hate to use this, but without you guys, there wouldn't be in us, and we really do love and appreciate you for it.
Thank you so much, and I really do love SG1, so thank you.
My question's for all three of you. You've obviously done so many episodes, and yeah, you too.
Wow. Do you guys know who I am, by the way? They introduced me?
I was gonna say, you've done so many episodes, and there've been a lot of great memorable moments and great enemies and things like that. Have you ever just read through the script and looked at each other and said, "Really? This is what we're up against in this episode? This is what we have to do?"
Yeah, that happened to me, actually. That happened all the time on Touched by an Angel, actually. We're like, really? And then we'd see the show afterwards, and with the score, and afterward, we're like, we did, oh my God, it's so beautiful. On Stargate, for me, it was when I first got the first script regarding Chlorel. And I'm like, well, who's this Chlorel? Oh, snap, that's me. And I hated it. I tripped out, because I put a lot of work into Skara and all that stuff, and I didn't know what they were doing. But then, once we got into it, you know, I just thought it was weird and crazy, but it ended up being really beneficial because it gave a lot of depth through conflict for that character, and then both characters grew. So, you know, all of that, the weird stuff that happens, the stuff that throws you off, are the best things that can happen. So when writers throw monkey wrenches in there, no matter how crazy, ridiculous, stupid they are, it challenges us to make it real, to make sense of it, and then that's where the magic happens.
That was a really good answer. Like, really good.
Sometimes I speak. I talk.
Indeed.
My next answer, I'll mime it. I'll just charade it out.
The one time I can remember clearly going, what, was when Keller becomes sick with this virus that that turns her into a wraith ship. Oh yeah. So she gets sicker and sicker, and she's attached to her own bed, and these vines, you know, because wraith ships are organic, so these vines are kind of growing, and it's formulating around her, and it's building this wraith ship around her. So there I am, on set, wondering what I did wrong. Trapped in this prosthetic vine contraption that's attached to my face and my arms, and oh yeah,
right?
Oh yeah,
So
it
it's
was
like you were
so hot.
bound there.
Well, yes, just like that. But I couldn't do anything. It was very difficult to get out of this thing, and so the craft service tray would come along, you know, the sandwiches that happen around mid-morning, and I'd be like, would watch them go by. It was brutal.
I think that our writers really had a thing for putting all of us in binding us, confining us, like in the most, they really didn't think through, would this be uncomfortable to be in for 6, 7, 8 hours? And, you know, like Bane, I got bit by that bug, and so it wrapped that cocoon around me. Well, the cocoon couldn't be replicated. So I had to stay in it for 6 hours until lunch, and then for 6 hours till wrap in the same position. And they just never really thought through that, and nor did they care.
What they were thinking was, go ahead and fart in that.
Oh, I did.
He likes his own brand.
And then we did.
What
was the one? Were you there for the one that Dom dealt when he made the replicas of us?
Oh yeah, that was a great episode.
But the thing, when they made, you know, so Teal'c's replica didn't fully form, so they had these shots of me where I was in the background in the like incubator thing with nothing on but like 6 tubs of Vaseline, and which was pretty cool. But I literally had to lay there for 6 hours at a time, and then even when I couldn't get up, it was weird because I was like naked with just globs of Vaseline on me, which was kind of cool. But what was your question?
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Jewel, I just
He's like, I'm good. I am good there.
He's revoking the question. He's taking it back.
I've just been reminded, Jewel, if you want to have something interesting to write in your food blog, check out Montage and try their alligator etouffee.
Alligator
Sounds
etouffee.
delicious.
I'd go there.
Hi, Chris.
I'd do that.
Hola.
I had fun with you yesterday. Jewel, the pink nasty thing from Firefly, did you actually get to burn that thing?
The dress?
Yes.
I didn't get to burn it. I think it was sold at an auction.
Really?
It was a mess at the end of it all. It was.
I heard that you ended up really hating that thing.
I wasn't wild about it.
No,
I
I bet
wasn't.
not.
No,
Like,
it was this big dress with a hoop underneath
a girl
it.
wore it yesterday. She cosplayed you yesterday. She
I
was
saw
in it.
her.
I was thinking, oh my God, that
Yeah,
was
I'm-
not so what I would have picked from Firefly.
Right. I'm sure she rethought that when she had to pee.
Yeah.
Because
Yes, I'm sure
it's just really difficult because you gotta hoist all the material up and then someone has to undo the hoop and let you out of it and you just gotta grab all the material and parade in front of everybody in the room to the restroom and just hope to God you don't pee on your own dress.
Right.
Which, you will do. Believe me.
Alexis.
And then someone has it now.
Oh,
It was
that's
sold.
gross.
Enjoy.
And they cherish it.
Alexis, one other question for Alexis. Alexis, honey, how come you didn't stay longer as Skara? I mean, I probably speak for a lot of people, maybe not, but I bawled when your character left the show because you were such an integral part for Daniel Jackson, or Michael Shanks, excuse me.
Thank you.
I mean, come on.
Well, they blew up my planet.
Okay, granted, but
Like, talk about
the team-
extreme overkill,
but
man.
the team was so good at rescuing. Why didn't they take you with?
Actually, what was happening was I was doing Touched by an Angel at the same
At the same
time.
time, okay. That
So,
explains quite
so from the very beginning when SG1 started,
Right.
I was recurring on both shows, and that was the only way that I could do both shows. And I definitely wanted to do Stargate. I wanted to be a part of Stargate. I knew that when we were going from the film to the series, that Eric and I would be those bridges in, I guess, in a certain kind of credibility for you guys. If the series was starting off, to see familiar faces from the film. So that was important. It was important for me to be a part of it, and I love the character. And then once I got there and I met everybody else. But Touched by an Angel was really, really important to me too. And I think at the time, I was sort of exploring that part of my own personality, in terms of the spirituality, and the show was doing really, really well. It was a show that I really liked. I had auditioned for it like half a dozen times in minor roles, and then this thing came up. So it was the only way that I could do both effectively, which was a beautiful time in my life, because I was doing like 2 hit shows, at the same time. Like, it couldn't have been any better for me, And yeah, so they had to wrap it all up, and that's what it was.
That's a shame. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jesse. I recommend a hot toddy, by the way. If you can find it, hot toddy, yeah. And my
Todd's here? Todd's here? What?
She's recommending something for my throat because my voice sounds terrible.
Didn't she say something about hot Todd? What?
Yes, Chris, hot Todd. He should have hot Todd right now.
Should we leave the room?
My question is actually for Alexis.
See, I'm a slow start, but we pick up.
Having watched the original movie growing up, that was an awesome movie, and it was so cool for me, and it was like one of my first experiences with sci-fi, and I was like, yes! And there's this really cute kid on there, and oh my God! And so it kind of, seeing you go into the series was really exciting for me because none of the other actors came in. So what was it like having to go from the movie to the series and to other series and kind of making that transition throughout the entire Stargate universe?
Well, first, thank you. I'm glad that I was able to be a part of that for you. That means a lot to me. And I get that a lot. And now it's a little weird. We're like, people are come up and they're like, I grew up with you. That's awesome. So old. Yeah. It's finally hitting me. But it was. I mean, it's a rare opportunity. First of all, it's a rare opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime thing for any work that you do to blow up, to just become this worldwide phenomenon. But not just commercially. Like obviously, it's 20 years later from the original film, and it is. This story has impacted generations. You know. There's been like grandparents and parents and their kids and their neighbors' kids, and right, and they come up to us and they're like, "Oh my God, and we watch it with our whole family, and it influenced us so much." To be a part of that as an actor on any show, much less twice. It's pretty amazing, you know. And then for me, for my role to I was really happy that I could be a part of helping it find its legs initially. You know, that meant a lot to me, and to be a part of that. And then I was really proud after that how, like, where they took it. You know, they took it and they owned it, and they turned it into something that nobody could ever predicted or would believe was possible. You know, and here we are. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there. To continue what she mentioned to you at the very beginning, if you can't get a hold of a hot toddy, get a hold of some tea with a little bit of lemon and honey, and that should really help you. Is that what you've got? Yeah. Anyways, so it's not that I don't enjoy the other people that are here and, you know, presenting themselves for us to like pick and like prod at their life, but I actually have a question for Chris because he was one of my first experiences with Stargate, and Teal'c is my favorite character.
Where you're going with that one.
But I had a strange question for you. It's kind of like hypothetical. You really enjoyed the characterization of Teal'c. I could see that when you were acting. So I wanted to know, before you lost Junior, how would Teal'c have reacted to interacting with the Wraith?
Who are the Wraith?
Turn to the lady sitting right next to her, and next to you, and ask
Oh, you
her.
played a Wraith?
I was waiting for you
No.
to say, indeed. Indeed.
I did not know that. So can you describe the Wraith a little bit?
Well, I was the Wraith with a heart of gold.
Aren't you always?
I still killed and stuff, but like.
She was absolutely adorable.
No,
I was raised by humans, so I can't really answer that super accurately. But they're very scary.
But that was the skinny face people with the white
hair. Yeah.
Yeah, like Andy. Andy was one, right?
Yes, Andy was the Wraith Queen.
Yeah. How would Teal'c have interacted with them? I really think because they were like, but they weren't like.
They were life-sucking monsters.
Oh, then Teal'c would have dug them. Well, no, I mean, I don't. It wouldn't have been a good interaction because I would have thought that Teal'c would probably perceive them as he did the Goa'uld, someone who took others' life forces and used them for their own purposes. What?
You're doing great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's. I think Teal'c would have really kind of. His interaction with them would have been good because he would have perceived them as very Goa'uld-like.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
We've got 5 minutes left. I can't talk. We've got 5 minutes left.
We've got 5 minutes left.
We've got 5 minutes left, okay? 5 minutes. Not a lot of questions, please. Make them fast and speedy.
Hey, Alexis, you kind of already answered my question.
Oh, all right, moving on.
No, I just have to kind of switch it up a little bit. Being a part of the original movie, which is one of the reasons why I love sci-fi so much. But how was it going from James Spader and Kurt Russell to Michael Shanks and Richard Dean Anderson?
Well, the show cast they're like a family, and I spent over the years more time with them in the long run. the 4 months that I did on the movie was really, really, really intense. So there's a different kind of depth to that relationship. But Richard, Richard did something really brilliant, because flattery will get you everywhere. So I showed up on my first day, right? And I show up and he goes, Mr. CRUZ, it is such an honor to have you here. Really, it is such an honor to have you. Thank you for doing this show with us. And just flattered me all up and down. And I was like, yeah, okay. And like, I just fell in love with him. So it's brilliant because he established our connection in that moment, at that first handshake. And so going from Kurt to him in character was effortless because he established that little connection,
Awesome. Thank you.
Come on, man, on the mic, get with it.
So out of all of the Stargate series, I know nobody was a part of all of them, but what would you say that your favorite episode was?
To do or to watch?
Yeah,
either,
good
either
distinction.
Specify. Go ahead.
My favorite episodes to watch were Heroes 1 and 2. I really think a lot of Stargate episodes did a lot of stuff right, but Heroes to me was the perfect blend of action, comedy, Frasier. I mean, it was. I really think those two were our best episodes. My favorite one to act in was the 200th. Because we had people that had been working with us for 10 years and had never come to set, had never stepped foot on set. And that week, that entire week, I mean, it was a difficult episode to do because we basically did 5 shows in one show, and they had the same amount of prep time. Every department had the same amount of prep time as they do for a normal episode. But it was like everyone from every department that week made it by set, and we had some laughs, and that to me was the most fun the show ever was. And I got to wear 4 different cod pieces.
That's why he really liked it.
And my cup runneth over.
Jewel.
Amazing. All these years I've missed doing panels with you. This is what I've missed. This is what I've missed. My favorite one to do, which I said yesterday, was Trio with Amanda and David. We just laughed for a week straight. It was great. My favorite ones to watch were the ones involving Taylor and Michael near the end of Atlantis. I loved that stuff. I thought Connor did an amazing job, and I really loved that character. And those were my favorite ones to see.
Okay, my favorite one to watch, hands down, was Serpent's Song for Peter Williams. Peter inspired me because when they first gave me the Chlorel monkey wrench, I didn't know what to do with it. And I saw Peter's performance for the first time. I was getting to meet him for the first time during that. I was like, well, what am I going to do with this character? And I saw what he was doing with Apophis, and I was like, oh my God, he's so good. And it gave me the exact right idea for Chlorel, which was to be the entitled spoiled brat that totally did not deserve the kingdom of this great system lord, And that's why he was so cruel and conniving. Serpent's Song, Peter was so amazing as Apophis was dying. This was one of the best death scenes because coming from the point of view of Skara and all the work that I've done with that, I was very caught up with the theme of the underlying humanity. I love the subtlety in the acting there. I love that whole idea of the human personality being suppressed and destroyed, but not really. And it's really hard to get the pitch of that subtlety in the performance. And what Peter did on his deathbed there, where this human that hadn't been let out, this human being had not an ounce of the will that, say, Skara had. He had been completely suppressed for how many millennia? And he gets this glimpse to come out just as he's dying. It's this moment of grace. And it was one of the most beautiful performances that I had ever seen. So pitch perfect. It was a song. It was just so, he elevated the humanity of this as it came out. And I'm still in awe of that episode and Peter's work there.
Thank you.
Watch it again. Watch the episode again.
The last question.
I love these brief moments of like eloquence in class that Alexis is bringing to this panel. Like
No, seriously.
no,
both
but
of-
like all of your answers are so classy and just, you know, and
no,
we're
but
like
seriously. I mean, you guys really are both so well spoken and wonderful, and it's really lovely to hear
guys,
you guys
we should
speak.
do this all the time.
All the time. Yeah, we should.
It really is. It really is.
Last one.
All right, Jewel. What is your favorite character that you have ever played and why?
Oh, what? That's like asking
Picking your
me.
favorite child?
Yes, if I had children. Or asking me who my favorite sibling is, I could tell you. But you know what I mean? They all just they're all kind of me. Like they all look like me, you know.
I've noticed that.
Yeah. It's hard to choose. It's really, really hard for me to choose. Sorry.
It's fine.
Well,
It's fine.
you
He's so
are
disappointed.
Canadian.
It's fine.
Oh, and we're ending on such a sour note. But guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody,
round
so
of
much.
applause.
Thanks,
It's so
everyone.
much fun. Thank you.
panel.